Hello everyone and welcome to the LEP Frequency Toolbox program. I am your host, Dr. Phenomena, and today's discussion will include just an overview of shame. Shame is part of the lack and survival energies, and if one is not careful, that can really affect your mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical consciousness fields. And that means that you will not be able to use that power to create the future that you want to face. If you had not caught my earlier segments, please do so. They can be found under Podbean, podcast, and YouTube under Dr. Phenomena. So please catch them. And make sure that when you do, that you watch them in numerical order because you are building your own LEP frequency tool. The LEP frequency toolbox with each program is actually assisting you to build knowledge in how to use energy in your mental fields, in your consciousness fields, in your spiritual fields, in your sensory fields, and how you see the world. So it's so important to understand where you are vibrating so you can tap into those higher energies. If you had not purchased the book already, it can be found on www.lepeducation.com. And like I said, please get it as soon as possible and watch the segments on YouTube and Podbean podcast. You will find a lot of knowledge and you will be able to tap into that knowledge and be able to use energy to create the future that you want to face. Because remember, everything that you think about creates your life. So you are building thoughts in your consciousness and then you are bringing them forth into your physical realities. So you need to know where you are vibrating in terms of your emotional consciousness field. Where are you emotionally? Because those energies will be attracted to you. And you don't want to linger in low vibrational energies because that's exactly what you will get back. Obviously due to the law of attraction, law of vibration. Okay, whatever you put out is exactly what you are going to get. You can't full energy. You can never full energy. You know, the energy that you are projecting is exactly what the energy frequency will be in return. So it's important to vibrate as high as possible. Which brings me to shame. You know, I wanted to actually read an excerpt from a book by Michel Newton from Destiny of the Souls because I think it's so appropriate. And shame can really suffocate a person. It can cause such detriment that I just wanted to take a few minutes or at least take a segment to talk about it, to ensure that if you are internalizing emotions of shame for long periods of time, that can really affect you. That alone can keep you trapped in the lack and survival energies. And again, if you had not purchased the book, please do so. www.lepeducation.com. It talks all about the lack and survival energies, you know, and what to expect in your energies, and more importantly, how to get out of them. Okay, how to get out of them so you can vibrate higher and attract what you want in your life. Every thought creates, you know, you're creating in your thoughts and you're bringing those ideas into your physical reality. So it's important that you're able to align your mental, emotional, and it's and spiritual really properties too, because you have to have that belief system too that you can do it, and the support from the universe, knowing that it will deliver. Because due to the law of attraction, it can do no other. So if you are vibrating high, that's exactly what you will receive. But let me just read you what Dr. Newton had to say about shame because it's so relevant as to what we're talking about today. He contended that shame is a kind of murder. And I so believe that is true because I have seen it affect people in so many ways when they were not able to let go of shame. Sometimes shame can be so deep that people internalize that, and it's so important to move past that. You know, yes, you've had the experience, but it's so important to move past it. Forgive yourself and move past it. Dr. Newton also contends that, you know, shame brings a numbness to our minds because it ushers feelings of non-acceptance, of being no good, of having no validity. It may be so overpowering as to preclude any sort of progress in a human mind because it shuts down. Shame can shut down your life. So it's so important that, yes, if you've experienced it, that you move past it and get out of the lack and survival energies. That's so important. You have to vibrate higher to bring what you want into your life. And that means you have to attack things that keep you trapped in lack and survival energies, and shame is one of those things. You know, so Michel Newton absolutely has a lot of great things to say about that. He has such a knowledge and wealth of information. If you ever wanted to read more about his work, he wrote 2 books, Journey of Souls and Destiny of the Souls, both excellent books that talk all about energy and really the afterlife. And he focuses on, you know, not only it's so important to vibrate higher so that you can attract and bring into your life things that are of much higher energy in this life, but when you die, Michel Newton contends that you bring that same vibration with you to the spiritual world when you are dead. So that means that any progress you make here, that advancement stays with you in the spiritual world. So it's so important. It's so interesting. Catch it and really do read his books. You know, my book will make a lot more sense to you as well, and how to use that LEP frequency tool, because it does talk about not only the progress that you're making here, but the progress that really can be, you know, taken with you. Because energy cannot be destroyed. We're all 100% energy. We can't be destroyed. When we die, we change shape. Okay, we change shape and we go into, obviously, the universal consciousness, the source consciousness. You know, and it's okay if you don't believe in any of this. It's okay if you don't share the same beliefs, that we are all from one energy and that we really are just one energy, and everything that you see and everything in life that moves and can think, it's all one consciousness. One consciousness that sends out spark from its original source, which is all that is, into all the human beings on the planet. We are from that one spark. So we have the power to be able to change our life. But for that, we need to vibrate higher so that we can reach the higher powers. You know? So and shame is so important. You have to get rid of shame in your life if it's consistently causing you to vibrate lower. Because when you are filled with shame, you know, your world may always seem like it's unraveling, or you can't stay focused, or you can't find true joy and happiness in anything. You know, even if should you be content in life, but if you're still internalizing those lower level energies, you're still living in that lack and survival consciousness, you know, on an emotional level and on a mental level, because, you know, thoughts, you know, activate images. Okay, images activate feelings. So it's all energy. It's all energy transmuted and, you know, and worked on in different ways, through our mental consciousness, through our physical consciousness, you know, because what we think about, the images that we put in our mind are really processed through our feelings. And if we're passionate about it, we're going to use our physical body to go after it and get it. So it's all aligned. So you have to vibrate higher, and it all has to be aligned. And you know, you have to get rid of shame, because that's going to pull you down and keep you lower, and not you won't be able to receive those higher energies. You know, Sigmund Freud also determined that, you know, shame produces such destructive emotional, physical, and mental discords that is why a lot of people have mental breakdowns, emotional breakdowns. You know, outcomes such as depression or suicidal tendencies, and, you know, even physical illness. Because he found through his research that shame produces destructive energies. And again, you're right back into that lower energy, lack and survival energy. Read the book. It's all in there. And it shows you how to get out of that, you know. Another fabulous author, you know, Dr. David Hawkins, calibrated energy at, I think it was 20. Guilt is at 20. No, it was, I believe it was, shame was at 20 and guilt was at 30. And I think grief was at 75. And for those of you who are not really into energy, if you want a lot more information, do read his book or just look at all the different calibrations. To give you a general idea, anything under 200, when you're calibrating energy, anything under 200 is discordant energy. It's destructive to both yourself and to life around you, society at large, because you shape the society. So if you're vibrating lower, you're sending out those signals, which in turn is affecting everybody and everything around you. Okay, so guilt, I think Dr. Hawkins had calibrated at 20. I'm sorry, at 30, which is also a huge factor in, because shame produces guilt. Okay, so it's important to understand that sometimes things like shame trigger other lower energies and keep you, again, trapped into that lack and survival energy. So it's if you are finding yourself, that means that if you are finding yourself overwhelmed with shame, that means you are calibrating at shame, which is 20, which is very, very low. It's really, it's close to death. Okay, because when you are feeling prolonged shame, you're really being cruel to yourself, to the point of really suffocating yourself, where you're pulling down your whole personality and anything and everything that's attracting to you. Because don't forget, energy can read you. You don't tell energy, I'm feeling happy, when you're not. The energy knows. And of course, energy knows we're all energy. And you're dealing with, the source consciousness. So it knows everything about you through your vibration. That's your that's your universal signature. Your overall vibration, your mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, and sensory consciousness, okay? How you think, how you feel, how you process emotions, what you believe in spiritually, and the kind of support system you have, because faith increases vibrations. So if you have a strong faith in God, you're vibrating higher. That means you have more access to the source consciousness. And you can pull that energy and get quicker results from the thought into your physical realities. Okay, but when you're, dragged down with shame, you are close to what we call soul death. And I've taught psychology for many years. I was a college professor for many years, and really I have dealt with students, and I have dealt with, just the public in general. And I can tell you that shame is so incredibly destructive that it can really isolate you from life, never mind for you to create the future that you want to face. Okay? You won't understand joy, happiness, or passion. Shame produces a numbness. And that's what you want to stay away from, absolutely. Godfrey Ray King contended that unpleasant memories of shame that had passed over your wheel of experience to the present time should never be held close to you. He contended that those experiences that caused you that shame, they have gone now through the wheel which we call life. And if you can't set it straight, if you can't, forgive, and you have to move on. Forget. It has to be purged from your body. If you find yourself in a position where you need a little assistance, absolutely, it's all in this book. You want to purge negative discordant energies from your life? This book is your answer. www.lepeducation.com. When you use this book, only good will come to you, just as the title suggests, because you're learning how to work with energy, and we are all 100% energy. So get rid of shame out of your life completely. See it as something that passed, an experience that we call life, and you have moved on from it. Use the violet flame. You could even use a quick affirmation. Violet flame, shatter, dissipate, and consume this wrong creation of my having shame in my life. Through my mighty I am presence, I ask that you shatter, dissipate, and consume all wrong creations of me having any shame in my life, and see to it that those emotions never enter my world again. Thank you, Violet Energies. Thank you, Violet Flame, for assisting me. And so it is decreed. And be expectant. Feel it. See it. Think it. And only good will come to you because you will have purged yourself from the energies. Use the book. Go back to the YouTube videos if you want a quick refresher on how to use the violet energies. And remember, the violet energies are so powerful because they are the closest to the source consciousness. That means that they are the purest of all, the highest in frequency, because they are the purest of energies. So use it. Use that energy. Get the information from this book, so that only good comes to you and that you create the future that you want to face. Take care.